Afan Roy.
Away, Fede, how's it, bruh?
Ashab Ferelani.
I'm alright, man. Yeah. Mzansi, how are
Ulaikala.
you guys? Hey, it's been a long week.
Ulaikala.
It
Pardon?
is December, boss.
Oh, Exeyo
Yeah,
Lani.
yeah.
But is it feeling like December for you, bruh?
Yo, bruh, it's happening everywhere. Like I remember I spoke to you earlier, like it's happening everywhere. Even here at my pause there, there's like music, people are drinking all around me. There's a braai happening outside here in my yard. Everyone is
People are
just
getting
happy.
busy. People are getting busy.
Hey, bruh. Hey. Yeah, Nia.
Yeah, I know it. I can tell you one thing that the football is definitely
Sure, sure.
in that December mode, bruh. It's game after 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 game, bruh.
Exactly,
We
and
haven't
that's
even
what we
gotten to
want.
Christmas. Bruh, we haven't even gotten to Christmas, bruh. It's already an overload.
Yeah, Nia, and
Ah,
that's
let's
what we want.
let's get it, big boss.
Yeah, Nia. So yeah, welcome Mzansi. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Let's Argue. This is your boy. It's Roy, and I'm having Tibo Lava Ultra with me. We're about to kickstart this off. Yeah, Nia. Tibo.
Yeah, sure. Welcome everybody to Let's Argue. This is the Friday Marshmallow edition. Let's jump straight into it because we have a lot of stuff to cover from La Liga to the Champions League to the Europa League. Let's go.
Yeah, Bo.
Yeah, sure. Fun Roy.
So yeah, we kick off with La Liga. Uh, we had matches Monday night, so it was Monday night survival mode. Everyone was just fighting. First up, we have Osasuna that actually faced Levante. Osasuna basically won that match 2-0. Thibaut, let us take the audience through what happened through that game.
Yeah, no, listen, that game was crazy, bro. Because listen, this Osasuna side, I really don't know what's actually happening there, bruh. These people,
Yo,
they need to do any and everything to ensure that they find themselves in the Champions League position, Lani. Ruben Garcia decided that he's not a footballer. He decided to be a problem, Lani. He made
yo.
one and scored one, and basically told Levante, relegation is calling you. Please answer.
Yeah, near. And yeah, he needs answers. Hey, Levante, on the other hand, they are rooted deep in the danger zone. Huh? They need energy. They lack the energy. They lack the tenacity. They need firepower. Huh? Five straight league defeats. It's a big problem for them. Um, it's not that bad though, based on their form, their recent form. It's like basically watching a Netflix series. Hey, Stranger Things on repeat.
Yeah, no. It's really bad. I know you. I can see maybe you're trying to sugarcoat it, put some icing sugar there. But Van Roy, it's really
Yeah,
bad, eh? They're in the relegation scraps, bro. And the first goal was just a psychological uppercut, bro. After that, Njay was just downhill. They were waiting to go home. Once Osasuna scored, Levante. They just didn't know how to even chase the game, bro. You know what? I think they actually should start chasing maybe their confidence. Maybe that will help them get to where they need to be. Because right now they are not even in the game, bro.
yeah, and it is true, and that's basically ground man football. Um, and that's the
Yeah,
difference basically between we have a plan and we just have vibes over here. So yeah,
yeah.
Levante are living off of vibes right now. They don't have a clear plan, and vibes at the end of the day, they don't clear crosses, my friend.
Yeah, listen, Osasuna, on the other hand, they played like a team who knows exactly what they are. They're organized, they're direct. There's no romance in their game. Just 3 points and a clean sheet. That's a grown man's football right there, bro. I don't know about you.
Yeah, and yeah, that's clear. Their confidence basically took a dip, and you can't basically counterpress insecurity, my brother. You need to go in that game, have a plan, execute the plan. But yeah, what can I say? Hey, this is football, and that's why we enjoy the sport.
Yeah, you know, winning, can become a nice habit, ne? But
Yeah,
I think from what we're seeing from Levante, I think losing is also a nasty habit now that they're developing.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. We move on. We had a UCL Tuesday. There was late drama. There were comebacks. There was, who invited you here? I will show you. You are not invited. Hambala. So yeah, we had
What
those
are you
kind of
doing
moments.
here?
Yeah, what are you doing here? Just take us through
I
the
know,
first
listen,
match.
Van Roy, it was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. We had Liverpool face Inter that actually played at home. I'm actually happy that we won. I didn't watch the full match, but take us through that match, Tipo.
Yeah, no, listen, if we just talk about this big club tension, bro, it was
Yeah,
written all over this game, bro. Internazionale, I don't think anybody actually knows where their head is at. 1 minute they're playing like they really want to get back to that position that they found themselves in last season in the final of the Champions League. The next game, you don't know what's happening. All we can say here is that Liverpool brought a Dominic Soboslai who was almost unplayable. He decided
yeah,
the game with a late penalty at the Giuseppe Meazza Stadium.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yo, I'm so happy. I don't wanna lie, ne? And there's the
Yeah,
key. There's a key factor that goes into this game, ne? Liverpool did it without Salah. It's not just a win. That was a statement that says, you know what? We have more than one person that we can depend on. We have more than one plan, we have more than one strategy. Even though, yeah, I'm missing the Egyptian king on the field, but yeah, Zoboslai on the other hand proved to be a menace. He was everywhere. I think that boy is the future of my team. I don't know about you.
he's not the future, Lani. He's the here and now. And just before I move on, I just want to say this to you, Fanroy. You know, if you can go back a couple of episodes, we did
Sure.
say, or I did specifically say that this Liverpool team play way better without Mohamed Salah.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw. I don't know if it was a tweet or if it was a post on his Instagram. When
yeah.
the team left for Italy, and then he posted a photo of himself in the gym doing some gym work.
All by himself. All
and
by
and
himself.
there were four either current or former teammates that liked that particular post. You know why they liked it? It's
Why?
because they've been made to suffer all these years playing with him, having to do all the dirty work for him. But anyways, listen, Fandro, if you just check the stats, ne, then possession wise, it was 50-50. You know, this game was topsy
Yeah,
turvy. No one really managed to get a stranglehold on the game. Inter had 9 chances, Liverpool had 12. And then the shots on target for Inter was 2, which is very poor. And
sure.
Liverpool only had 5. So maybe if I say it's poor, maybe it's being unfair on the defenders. Maybe the defenders tactically were astute. Maybe they were brilliant on the day, and this is why maybe they were able to limit the shots. And I think basically that's the difference. Inter had the ball, Liverpool had the threat.
Yeah, ne, that's true. And if you look at it, it tells you something about game management.
Mm.
Inter didn't lose because they were dominated per se, but
Mhm.
they lost because in Champions League, bruh, one lapse becomes a receipt, and that's history. And once you have that one lapse in concentration, it's game over, and that's basically it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true, Big Lanny, because Liverpool fans, in any case, they will call it maturity. Inter fans, I think they'll just refer to this as pain, bro. Either way, the late penalty was what was delivered, like a tax bill, on time, unavoidable, and emotionally violent, biggest Lani.
Yeah, that's true. Very violent. But yeah, we move on. In other in other games, we had Atalanta that faced Chelsea. Ooh, that was a good game. Atalanta was at home. They actually won that game 2-1 to Chelsea. Now Atalanta 2, Chelsea 1, the world champions. Hey, they Chelsea led at halftime, and Atalanta said, "You know what? Thank you for waking us up, but you know what? We're gonna show you. This is not EPL. This is not London. We're going to show you what we can do." And they got the job done.
Yeah, listen, Chelsea went through, they scored first through Joao Pedro, and then got turned around after the break. And the scary part, Van Roy, is that it leaves Chelsea with no hopes of a top eight finish. And you know what, things are starting to look very, very delicate for the world champs.
Yeah, and it's a sore spot for them. It's very, very painful. I
Yeah,
know, like, they came from being world champs and they get dominated like that. But yeah, this is a classic Atalanta, bruh. This is
yeah,
basically chaos
yeah,
with a structure. And
yeah.
they just didn't press, ne? They were making sure that they exploit all the weak spots that Chelsea need. And Chelsea actually look comfortable until they realize that, you know what, comfortable is illegal in this stadium, and the crowd was behind them. And yeah, what can I say? They threw the
Listen, yeah. Listen, Fandro, even Maresca, I don't
yeah,
know. He's going to have to answer one question that kills the season, and which is, do we control games or do we
yeah,
just start them well? You see, now,
yeah.
another one of the members of the show, he's a big Chelsea fan, Mawande Nkosi,
One day.
right? Yeah, Mawande Nkosi. Yeah, you need to call him by his name and surname. It's Mawande Nkosi. I always ask him, the same question, which is Rhys James better playing as a midfielder alongside Caicedo, or is Rhys James better playing at right back? Now, from what we've
Yeah,
seen from Enzo Maresca, it depends on the opposition. If he's playing against very strong opposition, Rhys
yeah.
James will move into the middle of the pitch, and Enzo, the Argentinian,
Hernandez,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, he will play in the number 10 position. And I don't know, I think maybe they need to explore that way more. I think they
yeah,
need to relinquish Enzo, just give him free reign, let him do whatever it is he wants to do, because I feel like at least when he is at number 10, they are able to choke out the opposition, they are able
yeah.
to control the possession, they are able to have all the possession.
Yeah, that's true. And they basically win the ball high up the pitch, and then
Of
it's
course.
attacking from there. Yeah, and yeah, I
Oh no,
agree with you.
definitely.
And then we also had Spurs that faced Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
Spurs were at home. They actually won that game 3-0. Just take us through that feature.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur got a 3-0 win and used it as a momentum builder. Listen, Thomas Frank is wanted a run, and they literally delivered, big boss. Thomas Frank will be happy with this result, considering what's been happening maybe in the last 5 games for this Tottenham Hotspur side in all
Yeah.
competitions.
Yeah. Did you see how Thomas Frank choose that chappies when his side is losing? Yeah, yeah.
His life is on the line.
Hey, bruh. Hey,
Do,
and he
do,
has
do,
this
do, do
face
you
there
know
that
that
makes
song? Do you
you.
know that song by 50 Cent, bro?
Which one?
Murder, murder, your life's on the line.
Uh,
That's
yeah, Nia.
basically that's basically like a background music when Tottenham Hotspur are playing, and Tottenham and Thomas Frank is just recounting everything that's going on, bro.
Yeah, Nia, but
He's
they
on the
delivered.
brink.
They delivered. You know what I like about that game, ne? They were very
Yeah,
professional in how they executed the game. They did a good
yeah,
job. There was no drama,
yeah,
no
yeah,
suspense. It was all out. You know what? We're
yeah.
gonna take. And when we
Clean
lose the
sheet.
ball, exactly they were balanced as well. Spurs fans weren't checking the pulse. They were checking the table postulations. They were basically saying, you know what? We need to get into the top eight, and that's it.
Yeah, aye, true story. What you're saying is based on a true story.
Yeah, Nia. Then Wednesday we also had goals. We had grit and one massive shock in Madrid. First up, we have your favorite team, which is Nivea for Men. Uh, Real Madrid playing at home. They actually lost that game to Man City. They suffered a 2-1 loss. Take us through that, Thibaut.
Oh, now, yeah, the
Painful.
headline game. Los Blancos were entertaining Manchester City at a closed Santiago Bernabeu. Uh, Real Madrid managed to score through Rodrigo, and they still lost at home. I'll be honest with you, Fandro, as I was watching the
Yeah,
game, ne, when Rodrigo scored, I
yeah,
felt like it was a bad omen, you know. Like I'm not being
okay.
negative, I'm not being, but like, before this Champions League clash, Rodrigo hadn't scored in like 30 or 31 games.
Games,
Then
yeah,
he shows up against this Manchester City side in a team that's really not firing on all cylinders. I'm so like, if I'm just being honest, as I was watching the
yeah.
game, Rodrigo scored. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't happy. I was like, there's no way, bro. Rodrigo decides to score today
Out of
with this,
everyone,
and this Manchester City team. When you look at them, they're not even rattled. Maybe they're used to playing against us now, and also us maybe beating them home and away last season. Definitely, they'll be coming looking for
yeah.
revenge. You see, but I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there for now.
Yeah, and yeah. It's true that you're saying it was surprising him out of everyone scoring that goal, but it also proves a point. Like, you know what, coach, why are you putting me on a bench? This is what I have to offer. Yeah, we look at the numbers, ne? Because the stats tell a story. Real Madrid basically had 51.7% in possession, while City only had 48% in possession. But City, on the other hand, had 8 shots on target versus Madrid's only one. 8-1. That's a big, big difference. That is, for me, that is not a defeat. That was an intervention. You know what? Let us show them that they won this competition 15 times in a row. Not in a row, but 15 times they are the champs. But we're gonna show them. We're gonna give them a run for their money.
Okay, slow down, Fandro. It's not as bad as you're making it out to be. Okay.
It's painful, bro. Just admit
Okay,
it.
sharp. Okay, sharp. Okay, sharp. Hear me out. Short attempts. Real Madrid had 16 attempts. Manchester City had 12 attempts. But quality is what matters at the end of the
Sure.
day. Manchester City turned their chances and pressure. Well, excuse me. They turned their chances into pressure, and they turned that
Yeah,
pressure into control, and control into panic
into panic.
for Los Blancos.
Yeah, ne, that's true. And once they exploited that, ne, Madrid fans will ask, yo, how do we have that much talent and still look like, one-dimensional team? City look like they arrived there with basically an itinerary to say that, you know what, suffer a bit, stay calm, and then take the house keys. Let's show them that, look, this beautiful stadium that we are in, we're gonna dominate it.
Bro, I've been saying the same things all season, bro. You know what? And it's really starting to get really bad because now this Real Madrid side are starting to play
Yeah,
like Liverpool, and the psychological damage. I mean,
yeah,
City winning at the Bernabeu and walk out like they paid rent there. I don't know how I
yeah.
feel about that. Like even if I'm having a bad season, I always feel confident that I'll be able to defeat or topple Manchester City. So
Yeah,
with what I saw, from what I saw on Wednesday, um, I see the players they try to rally around the coach after the game in the post game interviews, in the
yeah,
mixed zone. I think everyone was singing maybe from the same hymn book, but I've been saying the same thing the whole season, Fandroy. I don't feel
yeah.
like Chabi Alonso is the right guy, bro.
Yeah,
And unless something, a spiritual intervention or a U-turn or a handbrake turn in a Uno table happens, I'm not expecting him to stay in the hot seat for much longer.
yeah, yeah, for real. Like, especially for such a big club, a big team with such rich history as well. You are 100% correct, my friend. Speaking about rent, we had Club Brugge that faced Arsenal at home. Arsenal did the same thing to them. They basically paid the rent. They took the house keys. They showed them that, you know
Yeah,
what, I live here now. So
yeah,
Arsenal won that game, a 3-0 defeat. So Arsenal remain spotless. They're 3-0 away at Club Brugge.
yeah.
Madueke, he's in the headlines. I'm very happy for him. Martinelli in the mix. Arsenal look like a team that doesn't negotiate with chaos. They dare to dominate, my friend.
Yeah, listen, that's what elite teams do in Europe, ne? win
Yeah.
away, keep a clean sheet, don't give the opposition a moment to maybe have any form of belief. Arsenal are moving like a side that already know, or well, that already know that they're in the knockouts, bruh.
Yeah, there's 100%, bruh. So we move on. We had PSG that faced Spurs. PSG basically won. They faced Spurs at home. The match ended in a 5-3 win for PSG. Thibaut, just take us through that one.
Hey, you know what, Van Roy, I'm so sorry, but I think a gremlin crept in there because Paris Saint-Germain they didn't play
What
Manchester
was?
City. They played Bilbao instead,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Correct,
they
correct,
were in
correct.
Spain and the game ended in a nil-nil draw. I don't know how this gremlin crept in here, but thank goodness, our satellites are working. Ne? Anyways, I
Sure.
think from this game, Van Roy, the Spanish goalkeeper Unai Simon,
Yeah,
I think he put on one of his best performances to help this Athletic Bilbao side keep a nil-nil draw against the firepower of this PSG side. Overall, I think PSG could have done more to get the win, but from Bilbao side, I think getting a draw is definitely a victory considering the manner in which
yeah.
that they've been playing in the last couple of games. So kudos to them for at least being one of the few teams to keep a clean sheet against PSG.
Yeah, no, that's true. And PSG, if you look at it, they have a strong side. They have very, very good players. They have world class players. They have a Ballon d'Or winner on their side as well.
PSG,
Yeah. And
yeah,
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 yeah. PSG are at that level that they've been looking to reach for the last 10 or 15
and
years, bro.
yeah,
They
yeah,
they
no,
are they are finally there, bro.
that's true. It's just that you know that once you lose concentration and there's just a lapse in focus, like you can have a game plan, but executing it is a different story. You're playing
Yeah, you know
against
what Mike Tyson used to say, ne?
yeah.
Mike Tyson used to say that, and I don't know if I'm quoting this correctly, ne? So please just bear with me. Everyone is a tough guy until they get punched in the mouth. Once they get punched in the mouth, the game plan goes out the window.
Yeah, that's true. And if Mike Tyson punches you, I'm telling you, my friend, it's a whole nother story.
Forget, Lani, forget.
Yeah, near. So we also had Benfica that faced Napoli. Benfica played at home. They actually won that game, a 2-0 win for them. That is very, very good, keeping a clean sheet. They beat Napoli. That is massive, especially because Mourinho's Benfica were written off earlier in the campaign. And now look at them now. They look revived, they look re energized, and they have a plan.
Yeah, Fandre, I'll be honest with you. I've ever since Jose Mourinho went back to Benfica, I've been rooting for them,
Yeah,
hoping and praying that after the 4 defeats that they sustained,
yeah,
at the beginning of this Champions League campaign, that with the remaining 4 games, I was hoping that they could get maximum points from all
yeah,
those games to maybe find a way to get into the playoffs. Napoli's European problems, they keep showing up and always at the worst time. They are great domestically, yes. Then in Europe, they look like someone changed the Wi-Fi password. I think Antonio Conte is a world-class coach, yes. Ne?
so,
But he reminds me a lot of Gonzalo Higuain. Why I say Gonzalo Higuain
yeah.
is because Gonzalo Higuain and actually Zlatan Ibrahimovic, these players are the types of players you need to win the domestic league.
Yeah,
But when it comes to continental competitions, European competitions, these guys they don't show up. These guys they disappear. These
yeah,
guys they come across like they don't have a strategy or a plan to get ahead
yeah,
or to find themselves, in the penultimate stages of the European competitions. You see,
yeah, yeah,
and every season we see the same thing with Antonio Conte. He's changed so many teams, apart from Tottenham Hotspur, of course. He's changed so many teams, got there, won the league, and then when it's time to participate in the Champions League, the team basically are offline, bro. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That comes from basically know your players, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, know when to play them, know when to rest them as well, and know which players are going to show up. In a competition this big, you need to know your team.
Yeah, you think that's enough though? I
It's
mean,
not enough. There's a lot of things that goes into it. It's like a cake or a
yeah,
sishebo that you actually make. There's a lot of ingredients, but at the end of the day, it must be settled on the field.
yeah. Good luck to them, man. But I think Napoli are already out of the competition. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Moving on, we had Leverkusen that faced Newcastle. Leverkusen were at home. Um, the scoreline read 2-2. It ended in a draw. Thibaut, what is your take on that game?
Yeah, biggest Lani, this one was a four-goal thriller, ne? With Alex Grimaldo rescuing Bayer Leverkusen very late on in the game. The late equalizer is Champions League heritage. Hope,
Sure, sure.
heartbreak, and someone screaming at the television set because of this equalizer.
Yeah, and a lot of us do that, especially me, being a Liverpool fan this season. I scream at everyone. But yeah,
Oh,
Newcastle Newcastle will be very annoyed with that one. But also, away draws in Europe, it's sort of like currency. You don't spend it, you actually save it because at a later stage it comes in handy. Although they
oh,
wanted
true.
a
Yeah, yeah,
win,
yeah.
but a draw is better than a loss.
A draw is better than a loss, biggest Lani. I agree totally with you.
Yeah, near. Then we had Europa League action that happened on Thursday.
Yeah.
Professional wins, and we had travel problems, eh? Just a
Uh,
roundup.
Yeah, no, listen, Pusa Thursday was a Europa League football she last day. Very quick and in a hurry. Ne? We saw Real Betis win away in Croatia against Dinamo Zagreb and
Yeah,
climb the standings. It was a solid, controlled, and grown up professional display from the Verdi Blancos.
yeah, yeah, near. And then also, Aston Villa kept winning, which is very, very good for Unai Emery. He basically treats this competition like, this is my personal backyard, and you know what? I'm gonna play ball, and I'm gonna play ball my way.
Yeah, you know what? If Unai Emery can take this Aston Villa side
Yeah,
to winning this Europa League, I think UEFA need to maybe give Unai Emery a special award of some sort
sure,
because in
sure.
this competition he's almost imperious. And then we saw Roma traveling to Scotland once again. They were efficient, they were clinical, and listen, there was no sightseeing. Not too long ago, last month, they were there to face off against Rangers in Ibrox.
Yeah.
Now they were facing off against Celtic. So I don't know if with you, Van Roy, but I think it's safe to say that they've conquered Scotland.
Yeah, no, and that shows basically that there's a clear difference between, teams that just travel to compete and teams that just travel there to take pictures and look nice for Instagram and stuff like that. I'm here, Baba. Hey, I'm here. This is me.
I'm telling you, Van Roy.
Yeah, Nia. I don't know if you've seen that. Like, just before we go on to the props and flops of the week,
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of controversy that's going on with Salah. I've seen one report today that shows that this is this man's last match for Liverpool by Dira's club. It pains me deep, but and I think that if January market comes, they should sell this guy and salvage some money from him. What do you think based on that? Do you think he should leave in January, or do you think the club should keep him up until the end?
You know what? Ne? Um, I think a player like Mohamed Salah, right,
Yeah,
will definitely feel aggrieved to not be in the first 11, taking into account what he has given to the club over the
yeah,
years, right? So obviously, no one man can do everything on his own. He was
Sure.
there when Liverpool finally won the league. I think after 20 years.
Yes.
He was there. He was there when Liverpool added, I think, the sixth Champions League,
League,
right?
yes.
And he was there again when they managed to win another Premier League, right?
Yeah.
So, is he the greatest player to play for Liverpool? I think that's definitely up for debate. But is he a Liverpool legend? And is he a player that Liverpool definitely, can still get something out of? Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. But then, if we look at the sum of the whole parts, right?
Yeah.
With the manner in which that they did their business in the summer transfer window, right?
Yeah.
Was renewing Mohamed Salah a good decision or not?
Yeah.
And if it was not a good decision, right? I think it's better to cut out the cancer early
Early.
rather than
Yeah.
to prolong things, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, no matter what happens in this Mohamed Salah saga going forward, nothing will change his legacy. He
Sure.
got those two Premier Leagues. It's two Premier Leagues. No? He got
Yeah.
those two Premier Leagues. He got that Champions League. No one will take that away from him.
Away
He
from
got
him.
that Puskas Award, I think,
Yeah.
dubiously, but he still got it. So, with that all said, ne, I think the grown-ups, they're gonna need to come together, and they're gonna need
Yeah.
to find middle ground. Mohamed Salah, if he wants to get back into the team, he has to apologize.
Yeah.
And if
There's
he
a lot.
doesn't feel like, yeah, and if he doesn't feel like he can do that, then there's only one solution left. But I have a question for you as well, Van Roy, with
Yeah.
regards to this whole thing, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been seeing all the
Mm.
wonderful things that Jamie Carragher has been saying. What's your take on all of that?
Yo, my friend, I watched it. I was looking at it. I'm like, you know what? It would have been different if someone else spoke those words. But how can you how can you tell someone that is not playing exceptional football when you yourself have not won a Premier League with the club? I think that you know what it would have mattered more to me if that guy basically won major trophies with the club, and then I would give it fair grounds for he can speak his mind because he knows what it takes to actually win a trophy, and not just any trophy, biggest trophy, the domestic trophy. You get me? Like I think that he had no authority to speak to Salah in that manner. You don't know what it takes to actually win a Champions League, to win a Premier League per se. I just think he should retract his comments.
I heard. I don't know if it was Semi Kufo or if it was Jose Mourinho, right?
Yeah.
Between one of them, right? One of them said that if you were to pick uh, 1,000 of the best defenders, right, in our lifetime, you still wouldn't pick Jamie Carragher. I was like,
I was
yo,
I saw that one. I think it
yo,
was I
1,000.
think it was that was a dig. Yeah, that was
Ah,
painful. I saw
ah.
that. I think it was Mourinho that said if you look at the last the top 1000 defenders, Jamie Carragher's name won't even appear there. So how does he have the authority to speak to that man in that manner? He does not have the authority to do that. So yeah, I was shocked. But you know what? That is facts.
No, you know where he irritated me. Nah? He mentioned that Egypt, Egypt are the record holders for the African Cup of Nations, right?
Yeah.
And that Mohamed Salah never took Egypt all the way. Nah? I'm like, this guy, he couldn't even take England to a semi-final. He couldn't
Yeah,
semi-final of anything, Euro. Well,
yeah, yeah,
I think someone
yeah,
purposefully uses Jamie Carragher to do these things so that he can generate a buzz. And I think he does
Yeah.
that very well.
Yeah, he does that perfectly. For me, I just think this guy has a loud mouth and that's it. He should just sit down and be quiet, man. But yeah, we move on to the prop and flops of the week. So Thibaut,
Yeah.
take us through the props.
All right. Kicking it off, we have Arsenal. They maintain a perfect record in the UEFA Champions League,
So,
making it another away win, and they definitely made it look routine. That is option one for you, Van Roy. Number two, number two, we have Manchester City. They managed to get 8 shots off at the Santiago Bernabeu. It was somewhat of an adult victory.
yeah,
You know what, Van Roy, I'm sorry. I think production are the one that edit this one. Yeah, there was nothing nice about this Manchester City game, bruh. I'm sorry. I think someone in production they did this on purpose. They just wanted me to talk about Manchester City. They did this on purpose. I
to
think a
say the
gremlin crept in here, ne? So you will forgive me, Van Roy, if I add a couple of more options for our props of the
no,
week. Ne?
go for it.
There is a German number 10, Van Roy. His name is
Yeah,
Leonard Karl. He is the future of Bayern Munich. If you've never heard of this boy or you've never seen this boy, I implore you to check him out.
sure,
He
sure.
is the second option. And then the last option we have Julian Alvarez or Julian Alvarez. He was the man of the match in a
Yeah,
topsy-turvy game where Atletico Madrid came out on top. It was a five
yeah,
goal trailer. They won 3-2 away to PSV Eindhoven.
yeah.
He scored a goal and he got an assist. Talk to me, Van Roy.
For me, I'm gonna give it to Arsenal. They are perfect record in the UCL. They are sitting pretty at number one spot in the UCL, even in EPL. I give it to them. They make winning look very, very easy. They have proven to be a side that you know what, you're just not going to um, come here. And yeah, we might not have as much Premier Leagues or what's those Champions Leagues as other teams, but we are here to compete and they're showing grit. They're showing that they are here for not only for a year, and now they want to basically cement their place in Champions League, and it would be great to see them actually go forward, ne? If they can continue this run. So yeah, I give it to Arsenal.
Yeah, you know what, ne? I want to give it to Leonard Karl, this young diamond from Bayern Munich, ne?
Yeah,
But I still I feel like his day is gonna come maybe later on in the competition. So my prop of the week is definitely Julian Alvarez. I think what he's doing at this Atletico Madrid side this season is exceptional. Of course, only when they are not playing against Barcelona. But otherwise, I think he's having probably one of the best seasons of his career.
yeah, and here then so you give it to him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, flop of the week. We have Chelsea sitting at number one, losing after leading at halftime. This is basically that kind of habit that that kills the European campaigns. They could have won, they could have played better, but at the end of the day, results speaks volumes. Then we have Napoli in Europe. You can't keep looking at looking confused on a continental night, a bigger stage of your life, ne? And call it bad luck. You can't do that. Then at third place we have Levante, five straight La Liga defeats, and the relegation alarms basically are beeping. So
Yeah, I.
who do you think is your flop of the week?
You know what, ne? I hope my mother's not watching the show because I don't think she'll appreciate what I'm gonna say next, ne? Me,
Yeah,
Van Roy, I believe in kicking a man whilst he's down. So my flop of the week goes to Chelsea.
yeah. It goes to Chelsea, the world
Goes to
champions.
Chelsea. Goes to Chelsea. Those world champions.
Yeah, I also give it to Chelsea. I think them I agree with them losing the lead at halftime. Ne? This is really proving to be a bad habit. I hope it don't doesn't spill over into other competitions that they're in, and also the EPL. But yeah, for me it is them. They are the flops
I
of the
hope it
week.
spills into every other campaign,
You want
every other
one day to be
competition.
quiet for the rest of this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I want the Chelsea faithful to cling on to the fact that they won the Club World Cup.
And
That
that's it.
is all. That is all.
Yeah, and it's quite painful because I haven't heard from that guy in a while. You know that, like all of the
Bruh, let me tell
Chelsea,
you, he doesn't answer my calls anymore. He doesn't answer
he
my calls,
doesn't.
doesn't answer my text. And you know what? After Chelsea, I mean after football, there's still life, bruh. We're not
Exactly.
talk about how how weak your club is, or your club falling by the wayside when they're supposed to. Come on, dog.
Yeah, you just drink. Yeah, ne, you just drink. You
Yeah.
drink Borstel, and yeah, you soothe your chest, and you drink Panado, and life goes on, my friend. That's it. But it's football, you know. I saw this other video that says, oh, this other coach. I think it was. I'm not sure, but it was a PSL coach, ne? Was a
Yeah.
PSL coach that said, you know what? I after that loss, he said, you know what, guys, football will kill you. I don't know if you've seen that video. It's an old video, but yeah,
Oh
my
yeah,
one
yeah,
day,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, from the PSL, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
football can kill you,
and it,
dog. You'll die a real death.
yeah, and yeah, this is football, Mzansi. Um, yeah, Thibaut, I give it over to you.
Yeah, no, listen, Van Roy, ne? And to our viewers at home, that's tonight's episode, ne? If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, and tell us about what you feel where Arsenal is concerned. Can they go all the way? Can they win the Premier League? Can they win the Champions League? Are they the most complete team in Europe now? And what is actually wrong with Napoli in Champions League nights? Or, in fact, on European nights? Or, in fact, what is wrong with Antonio Conte? We'd like to hear from you. Send us those texts, and we'll do our best to reply to each and every single one. Yeah, Fanroy.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been a very exciting week for me. We had games on Monday, games on Tuesday, games on Wednesday, games yesterday. Tomorrow we have games again. So yeah, Mzansi, stay tuned. Let's argue again on Monday.
Yeah, listen, Tibo, to Fanroy, it was a great show. Thank you for joining us today. Let's do it again on Monday. Yeah, sure. Tibo Lava
Yes,
Ultra
sir.
featuring Fanroy.
Stay
Kawachene.
safe.
Yeah, sure.
Stay safe, Mzansi, and enjoy the festive.
Yeah, plus next week it's a public holiday, ne? On Monday. What are you doing, Fanroy?
Yo, bruh, I don't wanna lie, I wanna relax. I don't wanna do anything. I just want to relax. I want to spend my time at home. I know that there's going to be a bride that I'm probably gonna be invited to, or even one at home. I don't know, but yeah, I'm stocking up. You know, I have alcohol here in my room, so yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
Hi, good luck with that, Fanroy, ne?
Yeah, 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 sure, sharp, sharp, guys.
Salute.